can't say.
What do you think? What do you think, Kim?
Well, I kind of sit on the fence really on this one, because I can see it from both points of view. I can see how, yes, you know, if the man should have a say, he should have a right to say whether or not he has a child. But also, you've got to look at her side of it as well and think, you know, when he gave that sperm, when he allowed that to happen, surely then it was down to him to think, what happens if we split up? Things happen in life, and it's irresponsible if you don't look at all aspects. If he didn't sit there and think, this may not work,
yeah,
and
they both knew what they wanted. The outcome was to be a baby, and he didn't put in a caveat that said, but if we split up, then I withdraw my person. Look, but Terry, you're talking about the man's rights. I mean, look at you. You're pregnant now happily, and you're both delighted about it. Let's just say, early on in the pregnancy, that Sean, you had gone and said, oh, the blue line, you said, I don't want it.
I'm in a wonderful marriage and I'm very lucky, but I would not want to bring a child into the world unless both parties are happy. You know how I feel. I feel, you know, in an ideal world, a child needs that male-female influence. And if Sean was desperately not happy, then we'd have to have a lot of conversations, because...
So you would have actually gone ahead and had an abortion?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it is very important to me that both parties are happy. I think he's got as much right as I have. You know, it takes two to tango. It's such a big decision, bringing a child into the world. It's got to be a decision based on both parties.
But it is interesting when you take that whole issue of rights and you attach it to a baby that's beginning to grow in a tummy rather than a baby that's sitting in a Petri dish somewhere, you know. I think you would probably feel different about it, inevitably, if you think you had to terminate a child that was inside you. And that's probably how this woman feels. In her head, it will already be, you know, singing and dancing and going to ballet classes. Yes. It's a horrible dilemma, and September the 27th is when it goes to the European Court of Human Rights, so we'll watch that. Now, Jane's getting a bit twitchy. We better bring on a man. You've got her, really. You know. She gets a bit grumpy on a Monday without one.
I do.
Now, he first charmed us as stripper Sam, the masked python in Coronation Street, but he's now set to entertain the holidaymakers of Cyprus in a flyable documentary called Trust Me, I'm a Holiday Rep.
Hello, I'm Jodie Marsh, and I don't do much for a living. But I do know how to party, so if anybody wants to have a really, really good time, then I'm the one you need to see.
I'd just like to introduce myself. I'm Scott. What I'd like to add to this is basically when we're going out at night, I'm going to get you all absolutely out of your head.
Sorry, can I just stop you there? Can you just have a seat?
That's enough from you, Scott. You've got a lot to learn. Swearing in front of the children just won't do.
You're fired. Please welcome Scott Wright.
So much trouble for that.
Did you?
I didn't know there was any kids there.
Well, did you not see them?
Well, no, because we'd come in, it said, just give it out the way you want to give it out. And I said, fine. And I saw all of these holiday makers all in couples. So I blasted it, and as soon as I said that, it was like Moses had parted the waves. And a load of kids went... And I went, oh, here we go.
Because they'd obviously never heard that language before.
Obviously never. No. Not in a package holiday like that.
So what was the story about then? Where were you and what did you actually have to do? I mean, was it for real? You never know how much of it is set up. And...
No, it was for real. We flew out to Cyprus. I didn't know who was the other people who was going to be with, so it was a nice surprise to see some of them.
Sid Little.
Little Sid,
Little,
the first time I saw Sid was when he was wandering around. He looked like a little old-age pensioner lost at the airport. It's hilarious.
Has he still got them thick glasses on then?
Yeah, he's got the whole thing. The whole thing going on.
So they train you to be a rep, essentially. That's what you do out there.
Yeah, we had to get up really early in the morning and do all the tasks, do the airport runs. But what they were doing, they were throwing things at you, so you didn't know what you were doing. So, say one night, I wanted to go out and have a drink and stay up all night, thinking that it was going to be an easy day. Then you're up at 6. I didn't go to bed for 36 hours one night. I was falling to pieces.
One night? It's 24 hours in a day.
That'll be the one then, Jane.
So
it was a long night.
It was a really long night. I'm still tired, you see.
So you're not thinking of giving up your day job and becoming a full-on rep?
I'm actually going out there soon because the acting career's not working, so...
The best one in the world. I mean, I think they said you were a bit rubbish, weren't you?
Yeah.
What? I was a bit rubbish as a holiday?
A rep.
No, I was actually... I looked really upset. I was gutted, actually, at the end. I can't give too much away, but I was very good. Oh. But I think I had a few little things going on.
Would one of them have something to do with a certain young lady out there?
Oh, I wondered when that was going to be.
Just
That's surprising. That was so quick.
Well, it's been in the papers.
Well, it would be in the papers, wouldn't it, with Jodie Marsh? It would be straight in the
I
papers.
thought it was Nina Mishkov.
It nearly was, actually.
She sold a story on you, didn't she? How did you
No,
feel
no,
about that?
no, she didn't.
Well, she said you were 11 out of 10.
Yeah,
She
but I
said
was
she was
gutted
very
about
impressed with your python.
I was gutted about the 11 out of 10 as well, because I was aiming a lot higher than that. You know what I'm saying? Between 20 and 30.
Well, she could have said you were rubbish. That would have been
Yeah, that's
worse,
true.
wouldn't it?
That would have been really, really bad.
Yeah.
But it all worked out.
So was this a genuine romance you had with Jodie Marsh?
We just met on a TV show, and it's like, you know, I had an opinion of Jodie. She didn't have one of me because she didn't know me, but I had an opinion of her when I met her, and I think the opinion was wrong of her. But you know, we had a nice time. That was it, really. Bit of slap and tickle.
So you didn't mind the press.
What can I say?
You didn't mind the press aftermath to do with this.
I don't know where I sit with all of that. It was the first time, you know, since I was on Corrie that I had any attention. And it was like, maybe, ideally, in an ideal world, I wouldn't want to take a girl back, introduce her to my mum, and then while we're eating breakfast the next day, she's reading about me being 11 out of 10. Spanking her all around.
That's not what happened, was it? She wasn't home at the weekend, was she?
She wasn't what?
She wasn't at your house at the weekend?
I think it was around the same weekend.
Oh, no, you're joking. So your mum...
Is it all right or is it not all right?
It was never really going to work then, I suppose, was it?
Oh, no. So listen, what about the acting career? How's that going?
Last year I toured with a theatre production all year. This year I decided to maybe want to do some TV and stuff, so I didn't work for 8 months. But that's the way it goes, you know what I mean?
That's normal in the acting world, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, to let everyone know out there, I mean, you do 95% of the time. Yeah.
Totally. But I had a really good run of it since I left Corrie, and I've done a few things this year, and this was you know, something a bit different, and it was really, really good fun. I really had a great time doing it as well.
I think that's the way to go into these kind of things. You just see it as an experience, you know, a bit of fun and see what happens, and it was Jodie Marsh.
Anyway.
Listen, your life is really looking up because you are now the official judge on the Loose Woman Chick of the Week competition.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Covering old ground again.
We're not that old. Right, let me see. Are we going to see them? We're going to see yours first. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's it. You know, I so regret that picture.
Why? I like
Just
it. I've got it up on my wall.
Camp, doesn't it? Have you got that? I've got one
that
of you on my wall as well.
Oh, really?
Seriously, I'm a big fan.
We know what the outcome of this competition is going to be. There they are. See, mine is not looking as good as I'd hoped. Oh, I see, I have to give Jane my vote.
You shouldn't have put the names there. Now that's hard, isn't it?